Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and happy new month to all of you guys. So in this new month of August, there are two new series that are coming to Zee World, and one is Unfortunate Love, while the second one is Every Girl's Dream. So this update you're about to watch is on Unfortunate Love, and I'm going to give you guys the summary of the series. But before we get into the summary of the series, I would like to let you guys know some facts and some things you need to know about the series before it starts on Zee World. So this series is a new series even on ZTV because they started shooting and showing this series last year, 2021. So I've been able to follow this series since last year until this year, and I want to tell you guys that this series is actually interesting and at the same time is actually annoying. Yes, this is because this particular series is coming from the same writer and the same producer of This Is Fate and Twist of Fate. So which means that This Is Fate and Twist of Fate actually has something to do with this series, and because of this, you should be expecting some similarities that you've seen in This Is Fate and Twist of Fate. You should be expecting those things in this series as well. So don't be surprised when you start seeing characters like Saula, Prita, Raki, Karan, Shrishti, Samru, Abhi, and Pragya in this series. Yes, they are also in this series, and that is because this series is produced, directed, written, and shot by the same production house that produced This Is Fate and Twist of Fate. So with that being said, let's start with the summary update. But make sure you watch this video till the end because I still have some things to say at the end of this video. So please keep watching. Coming from a middle-class Punjabi Hindu family, the Bhagya family are all set to get their eldest daughter, Lakshmi, married to Varun. However, when Lakshmi and her family are on their way to the wedding altar in a bus, a storm hits and the bus ends up dangling over a cliff. Everyone except Lakshmi's parents managed to get out of the bus fine. Manoj falls off the bus and dangles on it and makes his brother promise him that he will get Lakshmi married. The bus with Kuljit and Manoj still in it falls down the cliff. Kuljit and Manoj died in the accident, leaving Lakshmi disheartened and broken. On the other hand, Lakshmi's aunt Rano wants to take over Manoj's property, and she asks Manoj's assistant Guru Charan to open the safe to get the money. However, Guru rejects Rano's demand and says that Manoj's last wish was to get Lakshmi married, and that after Rano completes his last wish, then she can take everything that belongs to Manoj. Rano later decides to pretend to show Guru that she will give her sisters a good life, and she begins her plan by breaking Lakshmi's marriage with Varun to take her to Mumbai and marry her off to some man. Soon, Rano, Pritam, Neha, Lakshmi, Shalu, and Bani leave for Mumbai. They end up crash landing in a hotel that belongs to Rishi Oberoi, the son of an industrialist who seems to be very arrogant and deceitful. But Rishi is also as kind and selfless as Lakshmi. Later, Lakshmi and her sisters hide in Rishi's office while Rishi gets frustrated about running late to a model's event and people trespassing on his 5-star hotel. Lakshmi gets Rishi to promise that he will not get them arrested, but Rishi breaks the promise and gets them arrested for trespassing and stealing an auto. Rano and Pritam get Lakshmi and her sisters freed from the police custody with the help of Rishi's driver, Balvinda, who secretly have a fake love for Neha. Balvinda does as Rano says, and then the other day at Balvinda and Lakshmi's wedding, Balvinda gets drunk and says awful things about Rishi and his hotel. Rishi's flight to France gets cancelled and he rushes to the hotel. There, he sees the bad condition of his hotel and he scolds Balvinda and blames him for the poor condition of his hotel. The hotel catches fire and everyone struggles to get out. Rishi rushes into the hotel to ensure that nobody is stuck inside, but he gets stuck in a room, and because of inhaling the smoke, he faints. Lakshmi comes to rescue Rishi. The next day, Rishi's father comes to thank Lakshmi and gets highly affected by Lakshmi's simplicity and Lakshmi's good upbringing, and he asks Rano and her husband to marry Lakshmi to Rishi, but they misunderstand that he was asking them for Neha. Rishi's father delivered the message of Rishi's marriage to a confused Rishi and Neelam. Neelam is Rishi's mother. They agreed to meet Lakshmi for once. Later, when Rishi's parents arrived to give Shagun to Lakshmi, the misunderstanding gets cleared, and Virender, that is Rishi's father, asks Lakshmi to decide if she really wants to marry Rishi. After being consoled by Virender and seeing her father in him, Lakshmi agrees to meet Rishi on a date and then she will decide. Later on, Rishi and Lakshmi get ready to go on a date. Lakshmi then gets impressed by Rishi. Later, the two of them go for dinner and Lakshmi notices Rishi's selflessness there too. Lakshmi called Neha and Ranu to tell them that Rishi was nothing like Ranu and Neha had described him to be. Coming back home, Balvinda attacked Rishi's car, but both Rishi and Lakshmi save each other. Rishi invites the Bhagya family to his birthday. At the party, Rishi and Lakshmi fall for each other, and Rishi proposed to Lakshmi for marriage. Lakshmi then agrees to the marriage. Rishi's father announces Rishi and Lakshmi's engagement the next day. Everyone gets happy except Neha, Ranu and Balvinda. In the engagement, Balvinda shows some fake intimate picture of him and Lakshmi and he tries to break the engagement. But Rishi shows his immense faith in Lakshmi and he proves Lakshmi innocent and sends Balvinda to jail. Rishi and Lakshmi both get engaged and Lakshmi started falling in love with Rishi. The marriage event started to take place and Balvinda and his goons try to kidnap Lakshmi and marry her. However, Abhi and Pragya saves Lakshmi. After that, Neha tries to make Lakshmi unconscious and marry Rishi. However, her plan gets destroyed because of Shruti and Raki. Balvinda tries to make Lakshmi drink water so that she can be unconscious. However, Karan, Samru and Preeta destroy this plan. Finally, Rishi and Lakshmi get married. However, Rishi shows his true colors and confesses that he doesn't love Lakshmi and he was forced into the marriage. Nanaji, that is Neelam's dad, asks Lakshmi and Rishi to go for honeymoon. For the sake of Nanaji, Rishi and Lakshmi both go on honeymoon even though their relationship doesn't have a mutual love. However, Rishi falls into a lake and is attacked by a crocodile. Lakshmi tries to save Rishi but both of them get injured. To visit Rishi, Rishi's girlfriend Malishka comes there. It is revealed that Rishi is married to Lakshmi only because of his faith with Lakshmi, because Lakshmi is the only girl who can always save Rishi whenever he is in trouble. And it is also revealed that after 1 year, Rishi is planning to divorce Lakshmi and get married to Malishka. During Kavachot, a snake bites Rishi and Lakshmi saves him by sucking out the poison. In the ambulance, Rishi regains consciousness, but Lakshmi faints because she sucked all the poison from Rishi's body. In the hospital, Rishi feels guilty, and it is seen that slowly, Rishi has started caring for Lakshmi. After that, Ayush and Virender vows to bring Rishi and Lakshmi close. During Diwali, Rishi and Lakshmi comes closer. Malishka enters the party with Viraj. Later on, Lakshmi confesses her love for Rishi to him, but Rishi loves Malishka, and Lakshmi gets to know about Malishka and Rishi's affair. So Lakshmi angrily breaks all her relationship with Rishi and his family, and Lakshmi returns to her uncle's house. Meanwhile, Lakshmi's aunt was planning to get Lakshmi and Rishi a divorce, so when Lakshmi was sleeping, Lakshmi's aunt took Lakshmi's fingerprint cleverly without her consent, and she went to Rishi's house and told them that Lakshmi wants a divorce. Rishi misunderstands Lakshmi, but he soon misses Lakshmi and he loves her more, but he is not aware that his feelings towards Lakshmi is getting Malishka angry. Malishka and Rishi unknowingly go to the same jewelry shop to buy Malishka's marriage jewelry, where Lakshmi is also working. Malishka humiliates Lakshmi and accuses her of stealing her necklace, but Rishi comes in time and saves Lakshmi. After a series of events, Lakshmi and Rishi file for divorce because of the pressure of their respective families, but the judge orders Lakshmi to stay with Rishi for 3 months. Unwillingly, Neelam brings Lakshmi back to the Oberoi mansion. Malishka tries to destroy Lakshmi's image by informing the reporters that Lakshmi wanted to marry Rishi because of her greed for wealth. But when the newspaper comes, it is revealed to Malishka that Shalu informed the reporters that Malishka is the other woman in the life of Rishi and Lakshmi. The Oberoi family blames Lakshmi for ruining Malishka's image. Things get worse when the women supporters comes to the Oberoi house and they humiliate Malishka by putting black color on her face. Kiran, Neelam and Karishma lash out at Lakshmi and blame her for calling the women supporters to humiliate Malishka. Rishi returns and hears about what Lakshmi is accused of, and because of the pressure of his family, Rishi decides to get engaged to Malishka. During the engagement of Malishka and Rishi, the engagement ring gets stolen and Lakshmi is blamed for this. However, Lakshmi proves herself innocent. Shalu brings the judge in time and stops Rishi and Malishka's engagement. The next day, a wedding proposal for Ahana comes from London. Lakshmi takes the responsibility of making continental food for them, but Malishka destroyed Lakshmi's work. Lakshmi at last impresses Ahana's to-be-in-laws with her Indian food. Lakshmi finds Ahana in a hospital and gets shocked to hear that Ahana is pregnant with the baby of her ex-boyfriend. To save Ahana's marriage proposal, Lakshmi printed her name in Ahana's pregnancy reports. The Oberoi family gets shocked to hear the news of Lakshmi's pregnancy and they accuse Lakshmi of cheating on Rishi. To make things difficult for Lakshmi, Malishka calls Balvinda to the Oberoi mansion to destroy Lakshmi's character. Balvinda lies to the Oberoi family that Lakshmi is pregnant with his child and Balvinda tries to take Lakshmi with him, but Rishi slaps Balvinda and stops Balvinda from taking Lakshmi away. Then the story continues because the story is still going on ZTV and nobody knows how it would end yet. But that story is not ending anytime soon because they just started last year and we are yet to see anything. And you guys know that Zee World Series is not always complete without villains. And there is going to be a lot of villains in this series. But the major villain in this series is Malishka, who doesn't want to see Lakshmi happy because she wants to get married to Rishi, who was actually supposed to be Lakshmi's husband. So the story takes a lot of turns and like I said earlier, nobody knows how this story is going to end yet because they are still shooting every day and it is still going on ZTV. And don't forget that if a series is like this on ZTV, then Zee World is going to have a lot of season for this series. So when they get to a certain point, Zee World will say they are done, so they will cut it. Then they will bring it back later, then they will cut. I'm not saying all these things to discourage you guys from watching this series because it is a very interesting series. I love it so far. There are some parts I don't love and there are some parts I love. That is how Zee World series are now. So there are some parts of this series you would enjoy and there are some parts that are just annoying, unnecessarily annoying. But this is the summary of the series. And you guys should watch out for the update of this series on this channel. Yes, I'll be giving update of this series on this channel, just like the way I did for This Is Fate. I'll start the update from the beginning and I'll try as much as possible to follow it step by step without missing any update or any episode. So thank you so much guys for watching. In case you have any question about this video, you can drop your question in the comment section and I will reply to you guys in the comment section. Thanks for watching and I will see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.